First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. I know a lot of y'all traveled many miles to be here, so thank you for making it to Love Host Therapy.
You're welcome.
Okay.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank you.
Even though I had to go through the safari.
You did. You did.
I went from West Africa to
We
America.
And we have veteran, our lovely therapy veteran, Troy and Nick. They've been here before, as well as Jermaine and myself. We have some newbies here. We have Andre, like Bright.
Yes,
And we have Chili, better also known as Mike K. You want to hit a note for us? And we also have Blair, and the E is silent.
I better believe that.
Did you let me tell me?
So you know that I do have a slight rule is that we all respect each other's opinions, and we also don't want to overtalk anybody that's maybe wanting to express themselves. All right.
This ain't the view.
She called me.
That's right. This ain't the deal.
It ain't the real.
So let me tell y'all the reason why I do this as far as love needs therapy. It's not saying that we need therapy, as he pointed out so clearly. I don't need therapy. The main one that needs to say is that is the one who really needs it. No.
Well,
but
Mike, don't you
I just do it because I think love needs therapy because love is so confusing. It brings up so many different emotions, and it takes you through things. And everybody have different experiences in their relationships, and not necessarily romantic relationships, but also friendship relationships, work with your work family relationship, just period, or whatever, or anybody that you feel a liking to or a love to, that sometimes when you get that emotion involved, which is love, it can just really can be good, it can go bad, it can go south, it can go north, whatever. So that's why I call it love needs therapy. So it's not nothing personal towards anyone that feel that they may need therapy. No shade to you at all, because he said it like 3 or 4 times in our group. It's like, I don't need therapy.
I don't. I have it all figured out. No, I'm kidding.
Sit next to him. This is what I told you.
So let's go around first and let's introduce ourselves. So we'll start with Troy. I just said who he was.
I am Troy.
What's happening?
Been here before. It's not my first time around the block.
That's your first time at the rodeo?
At the rodeo.
Alright. And Troy is paired up with Nick. I call him Nick Lachey.
My partner, Nick Lachey, yeah. My name is Nick.
Only more talent.
And yeah, this is not my first time around the block. I don't like the way that sounds.
At the rodeo.
And they did the love needs therapy Valentine's Day section, which I was trying to get you two guys on it, but our schedules was conflicting. And then I think we had it was a snowstorm one day.
Yeah,
whatever.
We ain't got them problems in Chicago.
So then we have Andre, Light Bright. Andre, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Andre. I am very excited.
And Andre is paired up with Mike K.
Yes, I am Mike K, and I'm very excited as well to be here. And I'm excited to see how this goes. Hey,
That's my man.
You want to introduce yourself, Jermaine?
Sure. I am Jermaine Ryan, mother. And love needs therapy is always fun. I like it because it gives you lots of different perspectives from people that you know and love and how their minds work. The way your brain is set up.
And then we have Blair, and the E is silent.
E is silent.
Silent.
Silent E. My Sheila E.
Excuse me?
Hey. Alright.
But go ahead, Blair.
I'm Blair, aka Mercury Blues, and I'm representing Team Single, but I'm here with they, so.
TLC United.
Right,
Okay,
TLC.
this is TLC.
So everybody here is paired up. I am Material, of course. It's Material. And I am paired up with Jermaine Moore. Jermaine Ryan. And this segment is basically April Showers, Love the Flowers. So I am going to read a great description. I feel that Troy, when it was what he said is what the show is about. And so what he says is a progressive and uplifting discussion about relationships from a gay black man's perspective. The questions are not intrusive, but expect the light-hearted and honest inquiries about your struggles, joys, and relationships. So,
Good description, Troy.
yeah, that was very good. Yeah, because I was working, so I couldn't really get into it. But I was like, okay, I got my team doing the thing. All right.
That is really nice.
So let me ask Troy and Nick from the Valentine's Day discussion. What did you guys take from that? What did you learn since then? Because at that time, you guys were in y'all honeymoon stage, or at least coming out of it in y'all relationship.
Yeah.
So how long y'all been together?
We've been together for 6 months.
6 years?
May 18th will be the 7th month.
Okay, so y'all in y'all second trimester. Okay.
Hey, Trey, how long have you been expecting? Oh my God.
Actually, I'm the one that's pregnant, thank you.
Oh. I thought you was looking a little heavy back there.
Surprise.
Well,
What
the
I
truth
took
comes out.
from it,
What a pill you are.
I think the thing I took from it was almost everything that you two said, because being in a relationship for 14 years, I really admire that. And other things that you all said that kept you together, and things that you bicker and quibble about are just things I took note of. So thanks for having me, so I can learn from you.
Well, thank you for coming.
Always.
Y'all taking time out of y'all busy schedules.
I would say the same thing, just really listening to you guys. And Alicia B was here as well.
Alicia B, shout out to Alicia
Shout out
B.
to Alicia B. But just listen to all of you guys, and to hear the different perspectives on different relationships and things like that. It was very knowledgeable. Well, you guys are very knowledgeable on the things that you talk about. And it was just good to kind of be from that, listen to that, and heed to that wisdom.
Jermaine, what about you? Did you take anything from this?
Yeah, of course I did. It's always good to learn. It's always good to learn new stuff because, even though we've been together for a long time, there are still things that I learned about you. As people, we always change and we always grow. So, yesterday, look, I discovered last year that I like mangoes now. The year before and all before that, I never liked them. But now I like mangoes. So as people grow and discover new things, it's always something new. So
I am not a mango.
you are a mango.
Aw.
A ripe mango.
Right now.
How do we make ripe mango sound like I'm like, ooh, shit, I need to be a ripe mango. Hold on,
Okay, like I know that Andre and Mike, I love Mike. I have to pronounce it just that way.
I'm telling you, you gotta put an A on the end of everything.
It just gets so much easier for me to say though, but
It's distracting for him because now that he can say it, Mike, he not forget your name.
I didn't forget you.
Now that he can pronounce Mike A, because before it was like Mike and Andre, and now that he starts saying Mike A, it's like what's up with his name?
I know that. I remember it, but I'm terrible with names.
A lot.
I'm bad with names too. Mike and I fought all day long for a very long time actually about what your name was. And
we did.
Today? Not today. We know better now.
We
We had the conversation plenty of times. Like, well, what is this guy? I like him so much, and I don't think I don't like him because I am bad with names. So.
Yeah, I was just like, Nick, what is
Tell me
his
what.
name?
Tell me what was the name? What was the name?
I didn't even come up with any. I just thought that I just call it
Matrio. That's what I was thinking.
Always Matirio.
Matrio. But what is his government?
That's
I know
my
that's not his
crazy. I knew what it was spelled like, but I just was like,
Did you?
I want to know his name because I don't know if he calls himself that on the regular or the nickname. I don't know. Now I do.
All right.
We know.
So what I was going to ask is like, in the first 3 months, because y'all are basically new, because y'all pretty much both these pairs been together about the same amount, and I'm gonna ask you too. When you first get involved with someone, what do you expect in the first 3 months?
I
Is that
think
to everybody?
Anyone who wants to answer between
You go first, bitch.
I think in the first 3 months you expect it to be all peaches and cream.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's typically the honeymoon phase. So you kind of expect, at least for me, I expect it to be kind of smooth sailing. You get a feel for who they are, and of course y'all hit some. You learn some stuff about them, the quirks that you might not like, and the stuff that you do like. But for the most part, the first 3 months is typically, from what I've experienced, always all like smooth sailing, at least. But after that is when it gets rocky.
For me, I don't expect anything within the first 3 months. I kind of go as it flows, and that helps me, learn, this is who I actually want to be with. So once we get past that 3 months and I feel like this is the person that I want to be with, that's when I start expecting stuff. So
I think that within the first 3 months, there's not any expectations in particular that I look for. I just know that there are like red flags, there are signs that I try and pay attention to as opposed to the good things that go on because, typically people can't pretend too long as hard as they try, and so I try and pay attention to, bad signs like bad temper or, integrity, things that they do to other people, how they treat their mom, or something like that. So I pay attention to those things within that time frame to decide if I want to stick around or not, or hey, if they look like they don't really want it as much either, they might try and step out. So I pay attention to that.
I would say within the first 3 months, like, piggybacking on what Dre said, like, you can only wear a mask for so long. Like, you might tell me the first day, oh, I love the Lord, I go to church every Sunday, and I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna wait until that mask fall off, and I'm gonna try to pay attention to see I'm gonna try and learn your habits. Like,
how long do that take normally?
How long does it? I'm saying single, so it takes me a minute. I try to learn those habits. I try to wait and see how long it's gonna take for that mask to fall and what's really under there. Like, because if it's not too bad under there, then I can work with it. But if you telling me you got a porcelain white mask and it's super green under there, we can't even.
Sometimes that mask fall off right.
I just porcelain white and then sewer green. It's wow.
it will.
Right after what?
No.
I think I especially agree with Mike and Andre. The 3 month period is just, it's like that free trial period. Like, I'm just basically testing you out, and I'm just seeing your consistency level, if your integrity, all of that. If it just pans out and it's actually there, then we good.
I think also, from what I take from it, I think it also plays a part in a person's age and where they're at in their life, in their maturity level. Because a lot of like for me, for example, I'm going to give you who I am from day one. I don't like playing games. If I don't like this, I don't like that. You're going to know from day one. I don't like putting on fronts and putting on masks and things like that or whatever. And it's a lot of times it's the other party would give you that mask. To say like, oh yeah, I'm that person, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And like you said, you just wait it out and see where it goes. So I don't know how it is versus if you're younger or you're older, how that works in the dating process.
But when we first got together, you were in your 20s.
I was, but I told you who I was. I told you what I didn't like and what I liked. I didn't play no games with you. You know I did.
Ooh, you're a mama's child.
I mean, I'm just saying, that's because, I had been in a few relationships by that time or whatever. And it's like, when we first met, I'm like, I don't want to be in a relationship for at least a year. I had just got out of one. Of course, that didn't last. That year, because, But,
he said, I'm in.
Well, I didn't ask you yet. Are we going to do this today? What's up? Huh?
Okay.
I didn't.
Go ahead and get your refill.
Come on, Edo.
Just when you come back, just make sure your chairs are the same spot.
You know what?
All right, welcome back to Material Matters.
You love being in charge, don't you?
What you say, baby? Talk up a little louder. Huh? What you say? All right, so
Where we going from here?
where we going from here? All right. So let's talk about passion. Y'all so fruity. Let's talk about what is our passions as young black men, and where do we want to go? So let's start with Troy.
My passions. It's like I feel like I've recently rediscovered my passions because the last couple of years I feel like I lost myself. I lost like my drive for writing, my drive for poetry, and my desire like to be in the entertainment industry, so to speak. And I've just spent a lot of time rediscovering what it is that I want because felt like I've done everything that I was supposed to do, and I've been pretty unhappy about it because I felt like I'm supposed to be in school and I'm supposed to have the perfect job and I'm supposed to do so much more than what I'm doing. So I got frustrated at myself because I'm not where I feel like I should be. And sometimes the goals I set for myself are just unrealistic. So when I fail, like I'm just failing so hard. And it's just a downward spiral for me. But I've been okay lately. So yeah, my passions are just still in development.
Well, let's just put it out there that I don't think any goals that you set for yourself is unrealistic. The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
So let's just say that it may not be something that's realistic in the next 6 months, but never give up on your goals. You still young.
You're right. You're right. Definitely, you are right. And I believe that now. Like I know I'm the shit, and I know I'm capable of like.
That's right.
Getting where I need to be. Not even to sound confident because. Overconfident because I tell everybody like you should feel like you're capable of everything, like you can do it, and I'm believing that now. So
Okay. Let's give Nick something to do. What about you?
It wasn't even me this time. My passion.
I didn't say anything. I just said let's give you something to do. Give you a chew toy or something.
She's so sick.
Yeah, just so too far away. Oh. No. My passions right now would probably be writing and performing. Performing especially, but definitely writing. So my passions, as I said before, will be writing and performing. Where I want to go into the vein of like motivational speaking / like life coaching type of deal. To really be involved in like people's personal life and helping them grow into the person that they're supposed to be, that they're called to be, and pulling out those abilities and things that have the gifts and abilities that they have inside of them that may be laying dormant, and trying to get rid of like the fears and the things that stop them. Because even from my own journey in life and just having a lot of things come to try to stop me from doing what I really love to do, just have something to be doing something like that and seeing people to get healed and to be whole from the emotional scars that they encountered and endured throughout their life.
Do you feel like you have an old soul or something? I mean, because you're pretty young. I never hear someone that's, on that side of 25 saying that they would like to be a life coach.
Yeah, I would say
You
that
have so much living to do yourself.
I would say that I have an old soul, but I think that the reason, how you identify your passions are just kind of the things that when you either do them or speak about them, they just kind of captivate you, and it's like your whole being is like engrafted into that. And as far as like people getting whole and being healed and things like that and performing, that it really pulls on me every time that I'm around that, or every time I'm involved in that. It really pulls on me. It's something that I feel strong about. Okay.
So I have a question for you. With you feeling that as your passion, would you want to go into like psychiatry?
I have thought about it. I'm not necessarily sure if I want to go into that vein. I have thought about it though, and I was studying psychology in school at a point. But I'm not sure if that's exactly what I want to do. I'm still finding it out. I know like the area of what I want to do,
Okay.
but as far as all that, I'm still trying to figure that part out. So that might be a possibility.
Because then we'll have a therapist for free.
Yeah.
We
Well,
charge
you
you
know,
my
Mikey
show.
says you Sergeant. Mikey, your passion.
My passion is singing. As a young black gay man, there are so many talented singers in our category, but there has yet to be an R&B artist that we as young black men can relate to.
That's out.
We do have Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean is out, but Frank Ocean's music does not sing to me.
The best song wasn't the single, but you weren't either. Living in Ladera Heights, the Black Beverly Hills, domesticated parent.
It does not sing to me as, when I'm in love with my man, or if I just broken up with my man, or if I want to lay down with my man. Like there's a void in the industry, and as of right now, black and gay is on the up and coming rising right now. With shows as Empire and the haves and the have-nots. It's like being out there. And Dre actually mentioned that we have to settle and listen to women sing about our struggles, but they really don't know our struggle like that. And I just have a passion to fill that void in the music industry. I want my voice to be heard. I want to be taken seriously. Like, granted, I am in school for massage therapy. That is just what I'm doing to get by. That is not my passion in life. My passion in life is to actually be heard and make a staple in the music industry as who I am. And this is how I feel. And
Now, do you have a certain genre that you sing?
I do. I will say I would say that I'm R&B, close to
Original R&B king back there.
No.
Let's give it up for him, man. Original R&B king. Yeah.
But yes, I am a contemporary R&B artist, and I want to go with that field. And
With a little bit of hip hop, because what trade?
with a little bit of that's why I said contemporary R&B, not just the regular R&B soul. So that's just my main passion, and that's what I want to do for everybody.
Is it me? Oh, it's my turn.
It's Baby's turn.
Yeah. Well, my passion lies in many different areas. I am in the healthcare industry, have been for most of my adult life, working with the elderly. I believe that I feel closest to God when I'm helping people, and when I'm healing people, and when I sing. I have a really big heart, and I always say half of my heart is in nursing, half of my heart is in music and performance art. I think that it's important as a black gay male to be transparent in the workplace without being too revealing as far as your personal life, but I think it's important that people on the outside of us to see what it's like working with and being around and getting a glimpse at someone who isn't fitting stereotypes, and someone who is fitting some, and it's okay, And I think that that's something that is important everywhere we go, because if enough of us are seen, if enough of us are out being ourselves, they'll get a chance to get a broader view of what gay people are like, because we aren't all just one thing. And it's a very basic notion, but no one on the outside of us seems to fully grasp that, just like all black people aren't the same, and all Asian people aren't the same, and whoever else belongs to any type of subgroup, they're not the same. they all have individual personalities and things that they want and need. And I think that part of what I do wherever I go, I try and display that. I love nursing. I love the elderly, and I am very passionate about taking care of our old folks. I'm also I'm also very passionate about voice and music, because I know that that's when I feel close to God. I think when I'm in both, I feel like I'm doing God's work.
So are you pursuing a career in music?
Well, not so much a career necessarily. I'm not quite sure what my place is as far as a career is concerned musically, but just on a personal level, to be able to perform, to get the courage to perform and take chances to perform. You know, mostly because I'm in nursing school right now, and so I don't have a whole bunch of time to do those things.
Okay.
But I do plan on seeing where that goes once this chapter is over and it's time for me to move into the next chapter. I always plan for things like that career-wise, and so that is what I'm passionate about.
All right. Is it Blair or Jermaine?
Okay, so I would say my passion is to spiritually awake. Like, since I started to regain consciousness, thank you. Since I started to, become a conscious brother, it's just, there's so much that I've learned, and there's so much that I want to teach. Like, at the same time, there's so much that I'm learning. I'm really trying to break the stigmas and the stereotypes that, like they said, like, that black men are supposed to be like this, or gay men are supposed to be like this, or a man is supposed to be like that, because there are so many different types. And I really want to break that down. And I feel like since I've become conscious, I've become a lot more happier within myself versus when I wasn't, and I was just trying to live as the stereotypical gay black male, inner city black male. And I want to speak through that predominantly through my music, because I feel as though we don't have any conscious brothers out there speaking from the SGL or gay point of view. Like, you might hear, like, you got conscious singers and rappers like, Kendrick Lamar.
Let me ask parentheses in here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
When you say conscious, explain to people who don't know what you mean by conscious, what conscious is.
When I say conscious, I mean spiritually conscious, spiritually aware and awake, in the sense of just really opening your eyes and open up your mind to everything that's around you. Not like, you might, like, of course, everybody has witnessed a closed-minded person. And when I say conscious, I mean like really breaking all those barriers and just trying to figure out everything that's around you, questioning, finding answers, searching, like breaking tradition and just learning for yourself, relearning the world for yourself. And I'd like to say I've become a lot stronger mentally and spiritually since I began this journey. And I really want to try to awaken others to really try to just wake them up into it, because I just feel like there's so much more to what you've been taught, what you've been told to believe, and what you've been told to do. There's so much more to it. So I figure there aren't any artists really within the SGL black community that is really putting their voice out. So I figure I'm not too bad with it. So why not? Plus I love to sing and I love to rap. So that's my passion, just helping, awaken the community.
That's why that's left eye.
Right?
I hate coloring. Well, everyone that knows me knows that I like to dance. I love to dance, actually. So my passion is to dance. And of course, if you're a dancer, just like singers, you have a love for music. So for me, music, dancing, and I do also like to sing. It's just a part of my everything, just everything. I get up, first thing I do, turn on some music. During the day, I'm dancing. Anything. There's always a dance. Something is involved in dancing when it comes to me. I'm like, real quick, just because. But it's me. That's who I am. I've always been that. Thanks to the person that taught me how to dance first, Michael Jackson. thriller. So yeah, my passion is to be a dancer, like full-time working dancer, backup choreographing. That's what my passion is too.
And then I'll answer the question myself. My passion is I like producing. I love writing. I like telling like stories. Just hence my name is Matirio, even though it's spelled Matirio. It's Material. When you hear it, it's because I gather material from everybody's daily life experiences and whatever, and then you use that energy and those stories, and you can tell the story by that. And I feel like when you tell a story on the realm of someone else's experience or even on your own, you may be helping someone else or whatever. So I like to put it out there. And again, that is also the reason why I put this on here. And I love what you said as far as like, being visible, and as far as like what we all have different passions. The reason why I asked this question is so that people can get to know who you are and let people know that every gay black man is just not it's not a sexual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that we have other interests and things like that. So I love what your answer was. I love what everybody's answer was, and I love yours especially too with the consciousness, whatever. Because I don't think you don't hear that from a gay black man about being conscious. At least I haven't heard it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you brought that to the forefront. So
I think we also have to be conscious about the language we use about ourselves. I say it very often whenever I get a chance to talk to anybody else that's gay and that's out, and we say so many things that we don't understand that have been brainwashed into something that we've adapted as our own, some hate language about different people within our community who are unlike ourselves. And unless we take care of the problems within, people on the outside are going to have an advantage over us, people who are not for us.
right. So that's why it's good to know you.
Wait, y'all gay?
Not me. Wait, who's gay?
I'm not, but my boyfriend is.
As I sit here, my flower shirt and low-rise jeans.
Turn the mic. Oh my God, they think we're gay.
All right, so since we're on the subject of who we are, let's talk about who we are. So let's go around, and we're gonna try to keep them as short as we can. Well, not that short, because I want everybody to really express themselves. But I got a lot of stuff that I want to cover.
Okay.
So
we got you.
I want to hear, and I've asked this question 100 billion times to people. Like, what is the biggest misconception about yourself? Anybody can go first. It doesn't matter. It don't have to be order short. You want to go first? It doesn't matter.
Someone else can go first.
So it happened to me again.
What? That you're Jackson.
That I'm what, a Jackson?
Yes, Pop.
I'd be in sunny LA right now. Not in this long ass sleeve shirt and pants.
You may not want to be a Jackson right
No.
now.
Not too flat.
Maybe one of Mimi's kids. So
Yeah,
yeah.
Centipede.
I didn't know she had
Centipede.
I said,
Focus.
I don't know if she does.
Guys.
So we had this. We talked about this the last time, and the misconception of that this bouginess, or this air of bouginess, and it happened to me at work, and I just kind of made a comment, and one of the girls that I work with was like, "Well, yeah, you can be looked at that way," and I'm like, "Why?" And she's like, "Well, you come to work and you have your little mint chocolates and you eat all healthy," and I'm like, "Really?"
That makes you bougie?
And I'm like, really? And they're like, you're on Instagram. I'm like, oh, well, you post pictures of your friends at T-bars. And I'm like, you can catch the bus there. Like, and I'm like, really? So based off of all of that, this conception of me being bougie or uppity is because of...
Exactly.
And I'm like, but at work, I run around with my shoes off. Like, what do you... But because of... sometimes I do. Depending on my shoes that I'm wearing. But I'm like, wow, based off of me I like Lindt chocolate. Some people like Hershey, some people like Godiva. I like Lindt. It's just what I like. So because of that, and because a friend of mine owns a tea bar, and I go to support my friend, It
You know,
just.
that don't say nothing about you. That says something about
Everything
them.
about that person.
But it's a misconception about
Yeah, because
me.
Nick said that about you.
You said it about me too until you saw me in my
But
wife
see,
beater with a hole in it.
Exactly. It was until I really got to know you and to see you in like your personal life.
Yeah.
It's it's kind of just what you. It's not necessarily what you give off or what you try to give off, but it's kind of like I think when somebody first meets anybody, they have like a preconceived notion or off of your appearance, they're like, oh, they must be a certain type of way, and that's kind of where I went. Like, oh, he must be a certain type of way, and that's he just must
I can't help it if I dress fly and my shoes ain't got creases in them.
Exactly. Okay.
Well, who's next?
I don't know that.
I don't think you at all.
I feel like the biggest misconception of me is that I am just this big hothead that, people, just because of different facial expressions that I may get, I just feel like I'm just real. If you say some bullshit, you're gonna see that that was some bullshit. But that is not, I feel like sometimes people think like they can't come and talk to me because of the fact that they think that I'm just this, I'm just about to pop off, I'm about to beat your ass. Even though I can. Let's not get it twisted, I can. But I'm very mature. I have grown from those ways. Like I feel like sometimes people take what I used to do.
You ain't too far from the name.
Yeah, I'm not too far from the name. Sometimes I gotta leave Nene on the elevator because she might have to come back. But no, seriously. No, I feel like sometimes people are afraid to, approach me about certain situations just because they're afraid of how I will react to them versus like, actually, giving me a chance to speak. I just feel like sometimes people take, what I may have done in the past or how I used to react to things in the past when I was younger and, and not so mature as I am now. And I feel like they still hold that against me. And sometimes I just want people to know that like I am not that same person. I have grown. I have dealt with other situations in my life that has made me a better man. And I just, I just want people to understand that.
Okay.
So if that would be the biggest misconception of me, that would be it.
Okay.
I don't see you as a hothead though.
Good.
He said that, some of the things that he done in his past, we just named it.
Yeah.
Recently,
So like people that have known me in my past, they've seen some things.
Yeah.
Are you saying?
So it wasn't a misconception, it was the truth. And
It
now
was
it's
the
a
truth, but it's
misconception
just
now.
like because I have grown from that, and I feel like that's why it's a misconception because I'm not that same person that I used to be.
Okay.
So
If people see him in one light, if they don't really stay with him or are as connected to him as like we are, you won't see his growth. So you'll just kind of go off of what you already experienced.
Right.
As it is with anybody, and I think that's what it is. If you just get to know a person, all those, it's same with Jermaine. Once you get to know him, you know that he's not bougie. If you really talk to him and get to know him, you know he's not bougie. He's the most one of the most down to earth people. Although he can be a lot of things. Can be
like I said, I
shady,
can't bring Nene out the elevator.
Okay.
We will,
But I will not.
That's just not who we are.
Where?
I
That
would
don't mean
say
that I can't.
with me the biggest misconception is that I am, since I'm conscious, you see the fro, you see the and you just automatically assume I'm always dead serious or I'm just a bitch or every 10.3 seconds I'm spitting out some random African American history fact. And it's not the case because I'll have people like in my inbox like, so did you know that Frederick Douglass like, okay.
I can't even take my sip.
I mean, that's how they be like, I knew that, but hi. And it's just like, you don't have to be so, I'm not serious all the time. Like, you can ask anybody, I'm the biggest clown, point blank, period.
Home in the mirror.
But it's like, at the same time, I mean, I do appreciate when, a brother or a sister can just, can speak on a serious note, but I'm not serious all the damn time. I'm not. And I'm not a bitch all the time. But like they said, when it comes to that point, that bitch and that seriousness, since this bitch brought it up, can come out. But I'm not that all the time. I swear.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Like we were just in the other room shortly.
Okay.
Just,
Like,
yeah, right.
just
Just, you know.
Down.
to Nicki Minaj. And who was spitting the rhyme?
So you have the misconception that people think that you're always serious,
Yes.
and conscious, and there's always this African American history
Always.
lesson that you have to give.
Always.
Black people did that.
You know.
And
Just random.
I can't stand it. Like, granted, I appreciate if you take an interest in your history, or if you are, what's a good term for serious? I can't think of it. If you have that demeanor to yourself.
Worse.
There we go.
You called your worst, man.
Nick, what's
Am I
your
supposed to-
misconception?
What's your biggest misconception?
I honestly don't know. I really don't. I've been trying to think like what would be my biggest conception, but nobody. maybe no, because that's not even it.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
that's not it. It's
because
not.
most people.
Pompous.
No, that's not it. I don't know. See, when people meet me, I try to be very loving and very open and accepting, and I think for the most part that I really achieved that. So I don't really know.
I'm surrounded by your embrace. We can feel your halo. You know you're my saving grace. I pray you won't fade away.
I'm Jermaine, sorry. Come on now.
I guess I could be pompous. I guess so.
No, I don't think so.
Ask Troy, have you heard any misconceptions about Nick?
Nick being pompous, not at all.
But any, just
Would you say
because sometimes
a misconception of him would be like Mr. Goody Two Shoes?
I would definitely, I would say
I would say that.
Because he
Okay.
can come off as
I
like,
can-
you know,
okay,
being
yeah.
Mr. Sensitive or Mr. Goody Two Shoes, but he's not that.
Okay,
It's
nah,
not
but
that.
see, I think people can take me as me being just overly just the nicest guy in the world, and I can be very shady.
You better finish your glass.
Did we all do a head nod to the left? on the
Y'all
right?
just don't know.
Did you
A
say?
misconception? Oh no, I didn't.
The shadiest of them all.
I think a misconception about me is like, like,
Yeah, I think
how can I
I
put
should.
this?
We were just
Like-
talking about that.
Nick says all the time, like, I have resting bitch face. So like sometimes it seems like I always
that?
like I always have a straight, even like when I'm like
Give
enjoying
us the shit.
something.
Give us the resting bitch space.
Resting
bitch space.
You don't even know
You're not really
No,
conscious
give
of what
it
your
to
face
us.
is doing. You're kind of just relaxing. You're not
I'm
talking
like
about
I
it.
live through a straight face,
Is that what it is?
pretty much.
There you go. That's right there.
Like how am I?
But I let Troy do it because Troy he does when he does it. It's
It's
not.
perfect.
It's not like if he's trying to do it. It's just really like a bitch, really.
Which is why I ask you how you're doing more than once every time. Like, you're right.
And I'd be like,
Are you
I'm
okay?
fine.
You know
I'm
what?
fine.
You know what I think
but,
it
you know,
is? I think
that's
what it
just
is
your
because
face.
I think it's the shape of your eyes. When you have these really pretty almond-shaped eyes, and they're long, but they're not really the widest. And so if you don't have a lot of expression going on, them eyes get kind of narrow, and because they long at the same time,
And you're
like,
not the first person to tell me that
Yeah.
though.
that you have pretty eyes.
No, well, not, but to tell me like maybe it's like my eye shape that gives off that impression.
Yeah.
But so definitely it's that and like you know I'm quiet because I'm really not quiet. I'm just like I'm selective when I speak.
That's a good way
I'm
to
a
put
listener,
quiet.
yeah, but I'm really not quiet.
Yeah, so I want to hear bass.
Drake, what's your misconception?
Oh wow. I get a few. One misconception is that I'm a goody two shoes because I don't really indulge much in drinking. I don't smoke or anything like that. Never have. And people are those things are like the tip of the iceberg because people don't really know a whole bunch about me, and so a lot of people think that I just don't do much of anything. But and then when they get a chance to be around me, when they hear different things that or different opinions that I have, and it's always a shock to people. Like, oh well, not you, and I'm just doing what everyone else does, I think another misconception about me is that I am just all 100% flamboyant and feminine. Everyone feels like that is just my personality. It's not all of it. It's, you know.
It's really not.
Because I
Actually, that's all I've ever seen too.
But see,
until today.
well, a lot of people
Because
see
when you
that.
answer your questions, when you're answering the questions, I don't see that today. This is the
Exactly.
first time that I've not seen
When
it.
he speaks his mind, it's
Yeah.
very, it comes off
Yeah.
like he's a man. He is a
Yeah.
man. So I can vouch for that. You
Yeah.
know?
Because a lot of people just feel like I'm just really girly, really feminine. You know, I have my ways, and there's things that I like. I make my own rules. You know, that kind of is frustrating. And then just the overall misconception from people who don't know me that I am not only feminine but really really fitting into a lot of gay negative stereotypes based off of other gays that they've met. I had a girl that just recently started working with me. She came up to me, calling herself trying to make friends. A lot of straight women are really ignorant about how to treat gay men, but she comes up to me and she says, so what we doing after work? And I said, well, I'm probably just gonna go home. And she's just like, oh, you're not going to the Woodward tonight? Don't you get your face beat? You know, and it was just like, you know, I don't frequent the Woodward very often, you know, and I'm just like, that's not, when I think of having a good time, you know, that's not the first thought that comes to my head. Right. But, you know, I get that often, and I think a lot of gay people do when people don't know much about you. And I was kind of a disappointment to her because she wanted to be entertained, and I was not the entertainment for her.
Okay. Come on.
Because Jermaine has his ways too. And I had a problem with this girl, who was a friend of ours, start with the K.
You see, you need to stop doing that.
I ain't saying who they is, so I don't care, they ain't no friend of mine no more.
Oh!
Okay. But she'll say the same thing about Jermaine. Not say the same thing about, but she's like, oh, Jermaine's gonna be my hanging buddy. We gonna go get our nails and toes and stuff done or whatever. I was like, oh no, Jermaine is not gonna be that, because Jermaine ain't been doing that. And so he ain't about to do that with you.
And I just want to say there's nothing wrong with anybody who does anything or anybody who loves going to the Woodward or anybody who loves getting
She wanted him to be his gay accessory.
Right, and that's the problem.
And you can't do that. You can't have that.
No,
that's how I took it.
But she's a lesbian.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's how she presented at that time. Yeah. She was single at the time.
And a lot of people will do that to you, but the one thing we have to be careful of is not saying that there's anything wrong with anybody that's like that. Mm-hmm. It is just you have to individualize how you treat people. You have to humanize this whole experience. You can't,
like you said, everyone's not the same.
Yeah, so everyone is not the same. And there's nothing wrong with any gay male that is, someone who loves the club and is extremely flamboyant all the time and loves wearing a weave and wearing nails and however it goes.
So that's shaming that.
There's nothing
wrong with that.
But there's nothing wrong with that. Don't assume that because I'm gay that's automatically who I am.
Get to know all of us for who we are.
That's good. That's a good answer.
I feel blessed.
I remember your name today.
I made it. I'm in. I'm with it.
I'm glad we all getting to know each other and stuff like that or whatever. So let's go to the next page.
I'm 26 inches.
Huh? Alright. Okay, so what is the one thing that people don't know about your boyfriend that you're especially proud of? That you're especially proud of.
Especially proud of that they don't know.
We gotta think.
I'll go.
Okay.
So what most people don't know about my boyfriend that they're especially proud of is that he actually is an extremely caring person. And when I say extremely, I mean to the point of, we'll get up and we'll leave the house to come to where you are to make sure you're okay.
That's true.
We had a there was an issue, or not an issue, but a situation with a friend of ours. She was going on she was going on a date. And we were like, oh, have a great time, blah blah blah. And we got a call, and it was really
Her
weird,
phone
and
butt dialed.
her phone butt dialed, and it was a lot of noise, and we heard like the B word in the background.
It was like an aggressive.
Yeah, it was like an
bitch.
aggressive like B word.
It was like,
And
where did she go today? Let's put some clothes on. We had no clothes on. Let's go.
when I tell you we hopped up and we was on our way, and we got
Yes.
to that restaurant.
No brushed teeth. No.
Got to that
nothing.
restaurant, was like, oh,
Like,
okay.
where's she at? She's like, she's sitting there like having her dinner date, and like, what are y'all doing here? Oh, we got a phone call. We didn't know what was going on because we kept trying to call her back, and she wouldn't answer. So we thought something, whatever.
Yeah.
That's just
Things
how we
happen.
He's very when he calls you a friend, he means it. And it's expected that if you're a friend, that you're going to be a friend reciprocating exactly what is being given to you. And most people don't get that because, everyone knows how Mr. Material is. You know how he is. He got that mouth. And
I have a mouth.
And that was the face right there. And so you get that initially, but behind it, when it's just he and I, and we're having conversations, and we're talking about people that maybe he may deal with a little bit more as far as our circle than maybe I do. The love and the loyalty and compassion for someone that he calls a friend, you really don't see it displayed as much as I see it behind closed doors. So I love that.
Hey, Matirio.
So if you're gonna have a friend, this is someone that you want to have as a friend. I would say that.
That's my brother.
I love you too.
I think with Troy, one thing that I guess appreciate or like that everybody doesn't know about him is how opinionated he can be. Most people think that Troy's just this quiet guy who doesn't say much.
I read his Twitter.
You read Twitter, you know everything. Twitter tells it all. But people think he's just this quiet guy that doesn't really say anything. But if you really talk to him, whether it's about music or it's about politics or religion, just anything, like if he has an opinion on it, he strongly voices it. But most people are really too afraid, I think might be too afraid to get into it with him, to talk to him about it, or to really just try to pick his brain about certain stuff because of the preconceived notions about him or how he can come off as having resting bitch face. and or just sometimes
RBF.
RBF.
Yes,
Coining it. RBF.
Okay.
But yeah, he's very opinionated and in a good way. He's never the type that tries to shove his opinion down your throat or tries to get you to change your opinion. But if you ask him he'll definitely voice it, unapologetically.
And what I found out in talking to Troy is that not just an opinion, but it's a smart
Yes.
opinion.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that's something that I learned about you, is that it's not just something that you just said. It's so smart and it makes sense. Even if you don't agree, it makes sense. I like that about you.
It's very intelligent and very conscious. Very intelligent.
I try.
I agree. When I first heard Troy speak, it was just like, at first, when T was telling me about Troy, whatever, he wasn't really speaking much. But we were at Five Guys Burgers and Fries one time, and we were talking because I was just like, okay, this was around my first time meeting Troy. I'm like, okay, I got to get to know him, before I get a really good grip on him. Me and Troy just talking. I'm like, he can speak. Oh my god. Not only if he can speak, but he can talk. I'm like, okay, because when he left, I want to finish talking. I'm like, okay, I am so team Troy right now. I love Troy down, and he can really talk. He can talk, and it actually means that he don't just talk for filler. It is actually smart.
I talk to Philip sometimes.
I do it too. Because
I try. I can't
I like
force
small
things.
talk, yeah.
I don't like
That's a gift that you have.
exactly.
It's a gift.
Hey, Troy.
Embrace that.
Hey,
Oh, shit.
I
Am
guess
supposed to? Oh, no, you can go. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna say about it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
I'm
go.
really trying to find.
One thing that people may not know about Dre when it comes to us, or that I really like, is that he is not as submissive as people may think that he is. He really is really strong in how he feels or what he is doing, and I really admire that. At times I may not seem like it or I may be mad at it, but it's like you can't do anything but respect him taking charge of what he feels like he needs to do. And I feel like that is a man. And we're all gay, right? We all like men. So who wants somebody that's just super submissive to everything that just you want, you know? And I really admire that. And I feel like people may not get that from him just because of how he may act or how he may speak or how he may look. People may think that they can just run all over him or just say something and he's just gonna jump up and do it. No. He's not like that at all. And I really...
You say no.
He's not like that.
Don't get it twisted.
Please don't.
Definitely.
I have to say something nice about you. I feel like you are like so refreshing. When I don't know when, but yeah, no, like you're so refreshing because I try not to have preconceived notions about people, but I didn't really expect to feel like I do now about you when I first had a conversation with you. Even though like you are feminine, you are such like a man in my definition of what a man should be. Mm-hmm. You're very ambitious. Exactly. You are very, unapologetic about the way that you present yourself, but you're so respectful as well. And you're just what young like men should look up to. And being feminine.
Can I piggyback on top of that? Because I feel like Dre is so unapologetic to the point where Dre will sit here and he will tell you in the sweetest way that you are dumb as shit. And you have no choice. He'll be like, yes, I understand you. But you're dumb as shit and you have no choice, but he will not only tell you but back up points and
wait, not receipts.
He keeps the receipts with you like this, and on this date you were dumb as shit, and I'm gonna let you win. And I love it because Dre he's always been outspoken. I've never known Dre to bite his tongue.
Never.
Point blank, period. I don't give a what it's on. He's gonna say how he feels, when he feels it, how he felt it. And I like Dre.
I'm sorry, he's telling the truth, right?
He is right in there. And like Troy said, I feel like that's how people that's something you should look up to, because it's like you shouldn't think about how you should feel before you ask. I really admire how Drake can just go on and say it right then and there, because anybody can think of like, damn, I should have said that, or I should have, But no, I don't feel like there's ever a moment like that with Dre, because I feel like Dre's gonna just be like, well,
it's in my nature.
Right.
And that's why I feel lucky to have it.
That's that fire.
Thank you guys so much. I love all of you all. I have such a lot of respect for each of you as individuals, just being around you all. Some of you I've known longer than others, but you guys are great. So thank you. I appreciate all those nice things.
So welcome.
I think something that I really love and admire about Mike that no one else, I wouldn't say no one else, but it seems like people don't really know this about him, is what makes him very endearing to me, and which is why it's so easy for me to, when I'm feeling distant from him, when I try and weigh the pros and cons of Mike, one of the main things I think is so sweet about him is his love for his family. He's very family oriented. He's very passionate about family, and he's so excited about his family, and he takes very good care of them when he's around them, and he's, he cares about people that he considers family as well. And when you have the ability to care about someone other than yourself, I think that, the person you're with should stand up and take notice. And he is extremely family oriented. And it's something that I'm learning a lot from, because, there's certain deficits and certain roadblocks and certain brick walls that I have about family because of my own personal experience with family. I'm close to some family members, I'm not close to all family members, key family members. And so seeing him be able to be who he is within his family and it be okay is inspirational, and it's also something that I think people don't really know about my baby.
That's awesome.
Have a baby.
A lot about
Don't start crying. He's also very sappy. He will start crying.
So I finally have something to say about it.
Oh, it's just her?
He got
I finally know what I'm gonna say.
He developed it.
Kind of going from Jermaine and Andre. Maybe I feel like people already know this though, but I really admire, like, you know, how much that he just like cares, and that goes with like his family, and that goes with his friendships. He genuinely cares about you, and no matter what's going on, even if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, like if you can wake him up, he'll be there and he will talk to you. He will, you know, sacrifice time to make sure you're okay, no matter how long it is. And
You got
you
church
just
mothers
love
in the
it.
back.
Okay, they are going up back here.
I'm the hood church mother, okay?
But yeah, that's just like something I really admire about him. And he's the shit. He's the GOAT.
He's the shit.
Hey,
So I'm going to say, well, I left all you guys know the question. No, that's my thing that I do, but I'm going to verbally say what's going to come to my heart right now. As far as Jermaine, I love to death, and the thing that I admire about Jermaine is when he wants something, he absolutely go for it. He'll go out his way and do creative things to get what he wants to get, and that is something that I admire about him. That's something that I definitely admire about him. Still learning you, but the thing that I do appreciate you is the fact that you are conscious and that you are a gay man, and it brings something new as far as into my life that I can materialize off of or whatever. And one thing I really admire about you is and I just love the dark skin. Your skin is like flawless.
Can I say something about Blair? Because
As soon as I finish, you can say what you want to say.
Gotta say something.
No, go ahead.
No, I have to say something about Blair because you're single here. So
Don't you do it. Stop.
No, I've been knowing Blair since I was like 15, and then it wasn't that long ago, but I was 15.
like 2 years ago. Just yesterday.
I don't know. I don't know how old you were then, but when we met, you know, we got along so well, and he was so protective because I wasn't who I am today. I was very young and very wide-eyed, and there's a whole lot I did not know. And Blair always, you know, he'd see me out and about, and he was always make sure I was good. And so when I see you, I think of who I used to be. And that's why I always say, you know, that's why I'm always giving you an extra hug, because Blair had my back. Blair was there for me, and he didn't know at the time that that's what I needed. But I was very much alone a lot of those times, and a lot of things going on in my life that you knew nothing about. But just him being there, I felt safe. I felt okay in that moment. So that's why I always look.
I am.
I'm getting sad.
Joking and stuff.
I don't think people know that
Thank
about
you so
him,
much for being the fan.
Okay.
And then what I have to say about Mikey.
Mikey.
Mikey,
You
I'm
said
sorry.
it right.
I didn't know that we were actually going to be here today. Honestly, when I first met you, I met you at somebody else's gig or whatever, and I thought you were just going to be like one of those passerby peoples or whatever. I never knew like who you were or whatever. I mean, you came in, you was kind of wild a little bit to me in my personal opinion or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, you know. And then it's like I ran into you again, so I feel like by meeting you, I think 3 other extra times, I feel like it was destined for us to get to know each other and become friends and things like that or whatever. And I do appreciate the talks that we have had via text or phone or whatever the case may be or whatever. And I appreciate that you felt, you know, a comfort in me to, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate that I can say with my mouth that you are a friend.
Yes,
So-
me too. And I appreciate that you actually took the time to not take that prejudgment of me when you first met me, you know, and just threw it away and not try to actually make a friendship with me. Because, you know, You could have missed out on a good thing. I'm just
All
saying.
right now.
But you didn't do that, and I really appreciate that.
Thank
And
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Seriously.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This is so nice.
So nice.
It's like, you know, a few of you guys. I'm just learning and getting to know who you guys are a little bit. And I'll say with Dre, you are like a cold pop, as Nick would say, or whatever. You come in a room and it's just like you're just so welcome. It's like it's all this love. And it's like sometimes like with me, I'm not the most affectionate person, whatever. But it's so overwhelming to me. It's like I'm like, what is, you know, or whatever. It's just like I don't. Sometimes I don't know how to handle it. Or, you know, or whatever. I don't know if you sense that or whatever, but I do appreciate it. But it's like, okay, you know, because this is like, I love you guys, it's just that blah, blah, blah. And I really do appreciate that, you know. I really look forward to you and Mike's relationship and getting to know y'all much better and y'all flourishing just like Mayflowers.
It made a real good month.
Yeah, I'm
Real good.
When June get here, baby.
And what I have to say about Troy,
Everybody is flourishing.
even
Everything
when you
is
don't say
shine.
this, I learned
June, okay?
a lot from you in a sense, or whatever. You don't know this, but when I do go through your Twitter thing, whatever, when I see certain things, whatever, I do a little research on what you're talking about. It makes me more conscious, in a sense, or whatever, some stuff that I may not have ever had an interest in, or whatever. And I appreciate that from you, especially by you being so young. You never think of a young person seeking counsel or education from a younger person. Oh, did I say younger person? I meant older person, if I did, or whatever. And that's what I appreciate from you, or whatever. And that you do come off, and I believe that you are, I have no doubt about it in my mind, that you are the most genius person that I know.
Thank you.
Wow.
And then Nick, it goes without saying, you actually, and piggybacking off of what he said earlier about his passion for writing or whatever, I will have to say you are a pillar in my life as far as my writing goes too, or whatever. You push me to a different limit. I am more critical of myself now about my writing than I've ever been before, or whatever. I am. I really am. Before, when you think this is good enough or whatever, and then you listen to him and you see him perform or whatever, you're like, okay, bitch, you need to step your game up.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Shut
saying?
me pussy up, bitch.
It's the truth though. It's the truth, and I appreciate you coming into our lives, all of our lives, really. You know, goody two shoe and all. You know, or whatever. But I think that you are just like a 6 foot whatever halo in a sense to me, or whatever. You just have this genuineness about yourself, like an angel, whatever. Not to trump Jamaica's. You can't trump him, however, but. You are like the brother that I never had. You are like the brother I never had. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys, especially for being here.
I love you.
What are the tissues?
Can I just say on record? I just want to say on record one time, ain't shit angelic about this bitch right here.
This is what I was saying.
I would say,
Okay, you
this
better.
one bitch, I love her to death.
That's a bitch that said I agree, okay?
Okay? Y'all might think he said something shady under that was the first time in life I ever heard this bitch agree. Like, you right. And take a sip.
Alright, so these are some quick. This one say you got these.
Can we
A break?
That was
Oh,
it.
yeah.